talked to Coach Holtman. He talked about leaning on guys like you in moments like this, that, player-led locker room, and making sure that the captains are doing the right things to try to help turn things around. What are you guys individually and collectively trying to do to make sure that you guys can turn things around and that the season does improve?
First, we have a lot of new faces and young guys, so just trying to stay positive. It could be a lot on their spirits. Losing 4 games in a row. It could take a toll, but trying to stay positive and just move on and get better the next day and try to correct our mistakes.
I'd say the most encouraging thing is that all the games we've lost is by a possession or two. Those little things that matter. In this conference, I've said it before. And as far as the player-led locker room, it's our responsibility to make sure that guys are able to move on, like Zed said, able to continue to push to make sure that we're continuing to get better. So when it comes down to those final possessions, we'll see growth in the games to come.
Where do you think you guys are as far as helping, as far as actually seeing that pay some dividends? And how more difficult does that get as losses stack up?
Yeah, the losses obviously it's going to hurt, because everyone in that locker room is not a loser. Everyone in there, they're trying to get the job done, doing the best that they can. But I think last game was a step forward, but just came up short. Maybe we can't let that make us think that all the work that we've put in so far over even the past week has been for nothing. As we've seen the strides we can make, and we just have to continue to make them.
Zed, in terms of your shoulder situation, how much discomfort are you still having, and is this something that might be an all-year thing in terms of something you're going to have to rehab and stretch and stuff like that?
The medical staff did a good job, getting me ready to play. I've been having, tweaked it a little bit, but it's nothing it's not affecting how I play. So it's not really a big thing. I'm not being going out there thinking about it. So, just the only thing I'm thinking about now is just trying to get in the W column and get better every day in practice.
For Justice, in terms of offense for you guys, you've been really elite on offense for most of the season. The last 2 games, though, not your guys' best nights. Have you identified things in particular that you feel like need to be adjusted to make sure that doesn't continue to be a trend moving forward?
Yeah, our offense this year has been top tier, across the country, or as far as ranked in the country. So, the past couple games, a lot of our shots that we usually make just weren't falling, and along with that, a lot of the defenses that we've played have made adjustments to try and put us in those spots where we're less efficient. But we know that we can make shots. We're a really good offensive team, and we know the shots are going to fall, and we're going to continue to have hope and belief in each other going into Wednesday.
So have there been any differences for you coming off the bench, just a different style of play, considering you started for most of the season?
No, not really. No, I told Holman, I said, you could put me in any position, and I'll be ready to go. Starting or not starting, it's not going to affect the way I play or the dynamic I give the team. So, I'm just, whenever my number's called, I'll be ready to go.
And then, Justice, what specifically needs to improve team-wide for rebounding? It seemed like in the second half in particular, on the glass, you guys struggled a little bit.
Yeah, rebounding hasn't been our biggest strength this year, but like I said, over the past week and a half, it's been our main focus, just trying to build those blocks. Even though it hasn't been the best over the past couple of games, we've seen improvement, which is the biggest thing. But yes, it's just a matter of will, a matter of toughness that we need to continue to build on and strengthen as a team.
For either of you or both of you, just how's the locker room been? I know this can't be easy for anybody going through 4-game losing streak, but how's morale? How have you guys kind of kept things positive as much as possible going through this?
The locker room is good. The guys, I tell them, keep your heads up, but no one's. But when you hear teams when they go on losing streaks, guys start getting their own head, but we don't have that here. So the locker room's good. There's no problems in there, and the guys are ready to get better every day and correct their mistakes to get back in the win column.
You guys have obviously gone through losing streaks before. Just how much does one win help change mentality? Maybe it's not the start of something, but how much does one win kind of change things just to get the positivity flowing again, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, a win's going to feel good, especially after going on a little drought like this. So it'll definitely be, I feel like, a turning point for us as far as, the stuff that we've been working on. Because if we're able to get that win, that means the stuff we've been working on is coming into play, and hopefully we can just focus on maintaining that, being consistent with the improvements we made defensively and offensively.
Justice, when we talked, Coach Holman was talking about you, and he said he has to make sure he's controlling what he can control in terms of his attention to detail, his effort. He can't control if he's going to make every shot. How do you feel about kind of that assessment of where your game is right now, kind of how the season has gone for you?
I know I can score. I know I'm a good scorer, but if the shots aren't falling, they're not falling. But like Coach said, control what I can control. Whether that's just bringing my team together, being a good communicator, just those little things on detail, crashing the boards, are things that I can control to help contribute to the team. So the shots aren't falling. I have a wide range of game that follows. So it's not the only thing I depend on.
How do you think you've done in some of those other areas? Obviously, most people just look at scoring, but in some of those other things, how do you judge how you've done?
I think I've done a pretty good job. Obviously there's always room for improvement. Especially rebounding. I feel like I can do a little bit more in rebounding for the team. But defensively, I want to be able to, of course, elevate us even more because we're going to need to, as the season continues.
So, by my count, just the last 4-game losing streak was the end of the 2020-2021 regular season. Y'all were both on this team during that stretch. Then y'all rattle off that Big Ten tournament run. I'm just curious, what do y'all remember about that stretch, and what did y'all do to kind of get over that hump to really go on that run in the Big Ten tournament?
You're talking about from 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember us just being really together and really connected. I think we lost like the 4 games before the Big Ten tournament, but yeah, we knew what we were capable of. The guys. We never doubted each other. We stayed strong in the locker room. We didn't let outside noise affect us, and we went on that great run in the Big Ten tournament. So it's a little bit similar to what's going on now. I feel like look, every team's gonna face adversity, a little bit of a drought, and I'm glad it's happening now rather than later on in the season.
And just look forward to Nebraska. What sort of jumps out about them, and what do y'all need to do to pick up the win?
Nebraska's a really good team. Every team in the Big Ten is good. So, just coming into practice today, working on our details that we need to get better at, and just watching film from Rutgers and just getting better on the stuff that we need to get better on, and we should be fine for Nebraska.
One of the things that Coach talked a lot about today too is making better paint decisions. Was a phrase he used frequently, and I don't know if that just falls on like the bigs or if that kind of falls on everybody. But he said that's, as far as maybe some of the struggles you've had collectively offensively recently, that's been a big thing, is trying to be better in those situations. How hard is that kind of stuff to work on? Can you give a little idea, I guess maybe where you guys think you are as far as trying to improve in that area?
Yeah, that's just a matter of being poised and being kind of under control. Sometimes we can get a little sped up, which usually is what leads anyone to making any type of poor decision in the paint. But yeah, it's just a repetition thing that we're going to continue to work on, and the coach is going to drill it into us. So yeah, it's just a matter of repetition and just mentally preparing for that type of stuff, especially as defenses begin to shift towards trying to make us make those things happen.
Do you feel our teams making more of a concerted effort to not let you run your offense till later in the shot clock? It seems like you've had a little bit less time to get going, and I wonder if that kind of then feeds into a rush decision when you get into the paint.
Yeah, teams scout us as well, and they make game plans around us. So they've seen that other teams has had success with that in the past. So they're gonna try to do that to us. But we just got to get to our stuff and stay poised in the moment, and we'll be fine.